Let me go across to Ajay Singh, Chairman and Managing Director, SpiceJet. Good to have you on, Ajay Singh. Ajay Singh, your first, we'll get specific in a second, but your first comments on this budget. Do you think it has done enough, or has the Finance Minister played a little too safe?
Well, I think she had plenty of money. GST collections are really robust. And I must say that she spent it well. I never expected that capex will be hiked by 35%, really from this 5.5 lakh crores to 7.5. And if you look at it from the perspective of what they're giving to the states as well, this capex spending is close to 10 lakh crores, which is absolutely incredible. Never expected it, and this should create growth and employment. But I think interestingly also the fact that she's spoken so much about these sunrise sectors. It really is a sunrise budget in terms of the amount she's spoken about green and digital and so on. In pretty much in every space, she's spoken on the digital, impact of things.
Okay.
Where, you look at the education, you look at health, you look at skilling. In every space, they've spoken of digital.
Okay.
And so I think overall, pretty interesting, pretty good budget.
Okay. So sunrise sector is of course important, but let's look at some of the old sort of pillars of the economy, which includes, by the way, airlines like yours, and you've been running into some turbulent weather as well with SpiceJet. Is that one area where you felt that the government, I mean, this is not just this budget, but even in previous budget, that these areas of the economy which have been hit hard by the pandemic, tourism, airlines, all of that there's not been enough of a financial safety net?
Well, definitely. I think as far as aviation is concerned, countries around the world have supported the sector to stay alive. This includes even support to airlines like British Airways and Emirates and Cathay and Singapore Airlines and so on. That clearly has not happened in India. The fact that oil is at $90 globally, and that is the largest input cost in aviation. And the fact that there is little relief is, of course, a matter of great concern. But of course, overall growth in the economy always contributes to greater traffic on airlines, occupancy in hotel rooms, etc., etc. So hopefully, with the amount of money that they are putting into the economy by way of public expenditure, that should assist the economy as a whole. But of course, aviation per se has not really been looked at seriously. And I think the states have some of the states with the constant advocacy of the Ministry of Civil Aviation have reduced VAT on ATF. About 16 or 17 states have done that recently. That's a great positive, but much more needs to be done, certainly.
Okay, I have more questions for you, but I'm sure Sanket also wants to get in here. So, Sanket, go for it.
Yes, one question I want to ask. Yes, Mr. Ajay Singh, one question I want to ask. Do you think that this capital expenditure and the infra spend and the stress on infrastructure that the government has been putting again and again and again is indirectly, Mr. Singh, going to help, airlines, other different associated and affiliated sectors?
Certainly. No question about it, because, whenever government spends more money, creates more infrastructure, more jobs get created, more incomes get generated, people travel more. There's no question about it. This does definitely, and more than indirectly, helps sectors like airline and travel and tourism. These, of course, are the most affected sectors during the pandemic. And while the government has extended, another 50,000 crore rupees by way of an enhanced ECLGS scheme, and that's a positive. Perhaps sectors like aviation really need to be looked upon as strategic sectors where we can create huge amounts of employment by building hubs in our country. Why should our hub really be in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Doha? It needs to be in India. And to do that, of course, a comprehensive policy is really needed.
Last question to you, Ajay Singh, before we let you go, that because as you were saying that you were hoping for a little more support from the government when it comes to aviation, how much of the troubles that you yourself, SpiceJet, are going through are because of some of these pandemic stresses, and how without this kind of support, how serious is the problem for you right now?
Well, of course, airlines have to be innovative, and airlines like SpiceJet have actually started a large logistics business called Spice Express, which is helping SpiceJet in a big way. We are working on certain other projects as well. But as a whole, I think taxation on aviation remains incredibly high. I mean, if firstly, oil itself is at $90. On top of that is excise duty. On top of that is the VAT, which in places like Delhi and Mumbai is about 25%. So of every 100 rupees that airlines make, about 25 rupees goes towards government as taxes of the top line. And that's an incredibly high number, unsustainable. And, clearly, if you need much more connectivity, if you need much more air cargo, if you need India to be a global hub, not only for MRO activities, but a passenger hub of the sort that Dubai and Abu Dhabi, you need to make the taxes be lower.